I'm good. I'm good, man.
How's the kitty?
Kitty's great.
The pictures of the cat, they're cute, but they don't capture what videos do of Gus.
Yeah, he's
Seeing him move, I just went live, by the way, so we are officially live.
all right.
But yeah, it's the pictures don't capture it because at first I was like, okay, it's just a, like a I don't know, like a specific like super breed of cat or something like that. No big deal.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I saw the video and I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yes, seriously.
quite adorbs.
He scampers like nobody's business.
Oh yeah, just his movements in general is really funny. But yeah, what made you guys get a special cat?
A Persian,
Yeah.
a derpy Persian. That's what Nicole wanted, and what Nicole wants, Nicole gets. Dylan.
All right, so I'm not recording yet, but
Okay, so should I not?
no record, but
Oh,
oh
okay.
yeah, don't record yet. Yeah,
Okay.
I just
okay.
want to tweet. I just want to tweet it out that we're doing this live.
So people can hear me too.
Yeah,
Oh wow, look at you.
the whole thing's streaming right now.
Hmm.
That way we get the link, and then I can go on Twitter, and then can say,
All right.
hey fans, join in the conversation as we stream our season 8 preview episode live now. I feel like I should put a GIF on there. Daryl GIF. Daryl. Oh, I'm getting Daryl from The Office. Just The Walking Dead. It's all Daryl from The Office. Jesus.
He's just better at gifts.
Yeah, he is. And The Office gifts Office is better gifts in general. Anyway, it's a long time before the actual season starts.
Yeah.
By the way, let's see if we have anybody listening yet. Well, one listener. Hello, person. One person so far. All right. We've given enough time. I think we can start the recording. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm coming in.
That's
Oh, here we go. Chat room.
too much.
All right, I'm here too.
Oh, you see it? Okay, just make sure to mute it. So.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Okay. Actually.
You could easily start doing this for save for the show.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't stare at it the whole time. You have to just check in on it every like 10 minutes or so. Because you stare at it, you're gonna just get too invested in it. I'm stopping the recording because obviously we're not recording. We don't need to record yet.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm trying to log in on YouTube as me.
2 people now. Oh, one of them's you. Yeah, usually on these, 1 or 2 people come in and they're very talkative. And one time I streamed one, and there was a bunch of people talking, and I was like, "Oh crap, I can't pay attention to this." Anyway, people get to see how the sausage is made and be like, "Hey, I don't hear any music." No, that's all. All gets put in post. Put it in post.
Forget it.
Yeah, you don't you don't even need to pay attention to it. I can just say things.
Okay.
And,
you do it.
Yeah, I'll just pay attention to it from time to time. Like when you're blah 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 blah, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm not paying attention. You know how that is.
Right, of course.
In a way, and I'm just like, what the fuck is he talking about? Who even knows?
All right, forget that. Okay.
All right, you ready to record?
Yes.
I'm gonna click record right now. 1,
2.
Okay. Okay, so we're. Oh yeah, I have for my podcast network. I have a sponsor called CoinCrack, and I'm going to ask you if you ever struggle with your social media, and just say yes, you have.
Well, I have. It's not a lie.
It's one of the sell fake followers companies, but he gives me $100 a month to just mention it on all my podcasts, so it's worth it for me. I have
Sweet.
them, like all of them. So anyway,
Cool.
all right. Welcome to the Dead Inside Show. I'm Dylan Chuck, and I have read the Walking Dead graphic novels.
And I'm Dan Fields from Save It for the Show, and I have not read the Walking Dead graphic novels.
In this podcast, we're discussing the Comic-Con trailer for the 8th season of AMC's original series, The Walking Dead.
Should I say what I normally say?
You should say,
Okay.
from the most recent trailer of The Walking Dead instead of the
Okay.
most recent episode.
In this show, we'll be analyzing the events from the most recent trailer of The Walking Dead and comparing how they transpired in the graphic novel without any future spoilers.
And big shout out to the Patreon supporters. If you want to be a supporter of the show, you go to patreon.com/thewatchandtalk. And big shout out to our premium supporters, Shakita June, Endless Mike, and Kaka. Before we get started, I just have a question for you, Dan. Have you ever struggled with the social media presence?
I like Endless Mike a lot. He's a good fan of my show, so shout out to him. Yes, I have struggled. I struggle all the time trying to grow my social media presence.
My shout outs to Mike are endless, if you ask me.
They are.
That's his name.
Yes,
but
good
yeah,
job.
he is a great listener. Anyway, but what you were just saying a second ago, I wanted to key in on. You were saying you've struggled with a social media account?
Yes, I
Well-
struggled to gain followers. What should I do?
Boy, do I have a solution for you. You can go to CoinCrack. All you have to do is go to thewatchandtalk.com/CoinCrack, and you can boost your social media presence. And big shout out to Ninth Link. Ninth Link designers are ready to listen to your business needs and create websites, applications, and email campaigns. Check them out at thewatchandtalk.com/ninethlink. All right, it's not that bad. I get that out of the way quickly. How we
Yeah.
doing, Dan?
I'm doing good, brother. Good to hear from you. Good to talk to you.
It's been a while,
Yeah, it has.
and it's going to be another while.
Yes, it will be.
This show doesn't debut for another 3 months.
Yeah, wow.
We are way out there. Saying it out loud, it even seems even farther. So you guys get a little bonus episode in the middle because we're going to talk about the Comic-Con trailer from The Walking Dead. I actually was at Comic-Con this year, Dan Fields.
How'd that go?
It was. I actually had a lot of fun on one of the nights, especially after. I don't know. I all the great panels you can't go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not without a. Oh, hold on. Not without a media badge or something. Holy shit!
What?
My GarageBand is freaking out right now.
GarageBand sucks.
Check conflict between GarageBand and external device.
Maybe it's got something to do with your streaming.
No.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna
It's okay.
see if I can stop and then re-record. Let me see if that helped it. All right, it's not doing it again. All right, I'm gonna resync.
Okay.
1,
2.
It did it again. Fuck it. All right, I'm just gonna use the recording from the call recorder and stop GarageBand altogether.
You sure? You got it? Okay, as long as you're good.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just joking.
Okay.
I definitely do. All right. So this is it. About the 8:52 mark. Take a timestamp. This is how the sausage is made, listeners online. The one listener online. I actually, for Dead Inside Show, I thought we'd have more, to be honest. Anyway.
It just came out of nowhere. It's like the middle of the day. Nobody knows.
But yesterday I even gave a tweet a heads up. I was like, "Hey guys,
Oh, did
heads
you?
up." Yeah.
Oh.
So my one that gets a fraction of the listener had more people on it. So anyway, all right. So yeah. So a lot of it's just walking around the floor. That's what a lot of people do, unless you have like press passes or you want to wait in lines. And I don't want to wait in lines.
Yeah.
That's not me. You know, Dylan doesn't wait in lines. That's the old saying goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's a lot of walking on the floor. And the floor of Comic-Con is like a massive Walmart that's super packed, and it's just a really expanded video game section.
Right.
So if you're not shopping, you're just looking at people, and then it gets kind of old for a while. Actually, I brought a big fat stack of my business cards for the Watch and Talk,
Yeah.
and I just started plopping them in people's shopping bags.
Smart.
And I actually had a fun little adventure of doing that. I did over 100 of them. So
Wow, good for you.
But also, I didn't want to just hand them out. I didn't want to be a guy, hey, take this. And I figured if they found it in the bag later, they would think it was like a part of Comic-Con gave it to them or whatever. So,
Seriously.
So if anybody's listening because of that, tweet me and at Chuckster and let me know, because I actually went up to you and I dropped something in your bag secretly. Anyway, it's nerve wracking, and it doesn't get less nerve wracking the whole time. So I did a lot of it, and yeah. Guerrilla marketing.
I mean, listen, I love it. You're doing it. Thank you for putting yourself out there like that. No real quick, off topic here. Yeah. My air conditioner just turned on. Yeah, can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, let me turn it off. I forgot. It's warming up here.
I took a timestamp.
Okay, hold on. I'm not going to stop recording.
This is how the sausage is made, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody listening to this on YouTube, you get the raw, uncut, unfiltered. Hey, there's something going on in the background. Usually I cut that out, so if you're a regular listener, you hear the nice edited, like, professional sounding stuff. Shit happens all the time. So, like, we're 10 minutes in. I already have two edit notes. So, yes. Hey, person that is actually in, you can say hi. Maybe it's Shakita. Shakita who said she's gonna be quiet when she comes in. When you tweeted me that, you can say hi if that's you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I just had a nice little monologue without you.
Oh, good.
Just explain to anybody listening, hey, this is how this actually goes down. It's not nice and professional like we usually put it out.
It usually is pretty professional, but
yeah.
Anyways, okay, so.
But anyway, yeah. So some fun guerrilla marketing, and I did see a panel or two and had some fun adventures. I talked about it in detail, actually, my whole experience. If you go listen to the Dunkirk review on the Watch and Talk, anybody that's looking to hear about my whole Comic-Con experience. Anyway, Comic-Con had a trailer for The Walking Dead.
They did.
I got to be honest. I think this is one of the worst trailers I've ever seen.
I mean, it's long. I can't believe how long it is, and
that's what she said.
Right. It showed a lot. That's what she also said. But I walked away with it.
It showed a lot, but showed nothing.
Right. What do you want him to do? Show Negan getting shot or something?
No. I want to see the end of the season. No. Here's what I want from a trailer. I want it to come together artfully and kind of tell, or at least feel like there's a point to the scenes. This seemed like they took a bunch of scenes and threw it in a blender.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like there was no artistry put into this trailer. They've had the season 5 trailer. That's our first season that we did for the Dead Inside show. Mm-hmm. I just went back and rewatched it because I saw an old tweet that I said on what's it called? Time Hop, me raving about it. It was a great trailer. And it ended with, like, Beth in the that hospital that we didn't know what was going on there. Grady Memorial Hospital or whatever it was called. And because we just knew that she got kidnapped, and it was like exciting. We were like, what the hell is going on here? And we just saw a bunch of, it was cool, right? It was just a cool trailer. And this, at no point did this make me more excited for The Walking Dead? Did it make you more excited for the new season?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
It didn't at all. In fact, It kind of made me like almost feel exhausted at the notion of having to watch Negan. They're fighting, they're shooting. Like, you watch more media, there's so much great stuff out there right now.
Yep.
And I love doing our show, and I do enjoy The Walking Dead. But now that there's so many other things out there that grab me in such a different way, that I really wouldn't be surprised if more people don't start to feel like us and start to feel like it is watching this show more of a chore than an enjoyment.
I'm honestly, and I hate to start off the season like this, guys. I really do.
I know, right?
But I am the least excited for The Walking Dead I've ever been, right now.
Yeah, I hate to say it. And
I shouldn't feel like that. And everywhere I turn, on forums, online, on comments sections, so many people are down on it. So many people are like, I stopped watching. The viewership is down. Look at Game of Thrones. It's a cultural event. And I felt like The Walking Dead was like that for a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
But it's not like that anymore. Nobody's posting on social media on their Facebook saying, The Walking Dead's back, I'm so excited. But when Game of Thrones came back right now,
Oh my God.
that's when people were sharing memes if they don't watch the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the show is big if you're sitting there and half the posts in your timeline are from people that are just making sure everybody knows that they don't watch it and they want everybody to know that, which
Seriously.
is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
But we did break down the trailer, and I did want to talk about some of the things that we see and kind of speculate on some of them and see where we go from there.
I will say this too, is they seem to be pretty smart, the producers of the show, about listening to this kind of stuff. And they're not stupid. I mean, I know they have to follow the comic book to some extent, but I hope that they kind of take that under consideration and, get the show back to doing what it did best back then.
I saw an article that said it's time for The Walking Dead to go full-blown grindhouse mode. And just saying, go embrace the comic bookness, embrace remember Grindhouse that it had like a girl with a shotgun leg and stuff like that. Just go full-blown Quentin Tarantino, just go nuts, go, from dusk till dawn. And just embrace it because the realism factor is it seems to fall on the wayside at this point now, and it's time to go full-blown comic booky. I don't know. Either way, it does need to change up its pacing a little bit because we feel like so much of the show is treading water. I also feel like the show has harmed itself a lot by having 16-episode seasons. I think this show would benefit so much from 10-episode seasons, it's not even funny.
Yeah, that's so greedy of AMC to do that. Did you listen to my podcast this week?
No, not this
Probably
week.
not yet. Okay. I talked for like 10 minutes about how much I hated John Wick 2. And I kind of feel like that also suffers from what The Walking Dead is suffering from now, where it wasn't over the top enough. It was almost, maybe this is a bad analogy here, but I agree. Like, why not get crazy? The show is completely fake and out there, so ramp it up and do something.
So while we're going to break down this trailer, obviously there's a bunch of things I didn't like, and I'm going to mention those. And if you're super jacked on it, don't get mad because there are some things that we're going to break down. But I guess the biggest complaint I have, first of all, I hated this whole horse gallop song that was playing for the first half of it. This dun dun, almost like a heartbeat or a horse gallop, something like that, with the blender of scenes that don't seem to be telling any story. It's just showing this is things that are happening. Right. And then it out of nowhere switches to Daryl on a bike blowing shit up and playing Dropkick Murphys.
Right, I know.
I was like, is this supposed to be fun? Like, this isn't fun for me right now. What is even happening? But let me start off with the biggest reveal from the trailer, which non-graphic novel readers it wasn't for them. So they probably didn't feel anything from that. They were probably confused. But it's that ending shot of Rick in a bed with a big old beard and his short top on the top.
Mm-hmm. And pretty gray, too.
Yeah, pretty gray, right?
Yeah.
So what do you extrapolate from that?
That the whole thing's been a dream. And that he's been... No, I know, of course not.
Okay.
I think that he doesn't die, which nobody has sort of ever expected that Rick would die. So, but he could be dying at some point. I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird.
But especially something you said about the color of his hair, how it's a little grayer.
Right.
What would that make you think that this is showing us a scene from? You think it's in our timeline that we're in right now, or do you think that it's a jump ahead?
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's got to be a jump ahead. He's gray as hell.
That's what I want to get to. That's what I want
yeah. But I did see when I watched the trailer in the thumb bar or the sidebar of YouTube, there was a thumbnail of old Rick explanation, and it showed it cut up against the very opening first season where he started off in a hospital bed too.
So I think that was they did that purposely so non-graphic novel readers will feel something in that scene because it was a callback to the pilot. But this hairdo and style that he has is the current Rick hairdo in the graphic novels.
That short hair?
That short hair and beard. That's his look in it right now. So that I think that's the callback. That's why they ended that on that, because that's for graphic novel readers to go, oh, I see, we're getting to modern times a little bit. And you pointed it out. It's obvious if you're looking at it. His hair is grayer. He takes some time to grow a beard, so it's showing a time jump, time skip ahead. And that's something that happens in the graphic novel. We get to a certain point and they jump ahead in time a couple of years. So it's pretty clear that's probably going to be happening in the show.
Gotcha. Well,
and
hopefully...
it's safe to assume that just from showing that. So I think that's something that's going to happen in the show.
This season? You think we're going to jump ahead 10 years?
Has to be. Not 10 years. I would say
5?
No, 2 years.
No, he looked way older.
Well,
he doesn't have any gray hair right now. He has
some gray hair now, yeah. He definitely has some gray hair in his beard. His little beard? Yeah, he definitely has some, but he looks grayer. Maybe. He looks older, for sure. But it has to happen this season because they showed a scene from this season. So it has to happen in this actually first 8 episodes.
I would think so, but they don't have to. Could be a tease. Big tease.
They wouldn't have a scene from episodes that weren't filmed yet. So they haven't filmed the last 8 episodes yet.
That's true. Okay.
So all right. So maybe I don't even think it's going to happen in the last episode. I think it's going to happen early on, or at least they're going to hint at it, or like the Leftovers did in this last season, showed the third season Leftovers where they showed a flash forward at the beginning of it. Maybe they're going to do that or something like that, right? Tease at the future. So either way, I think early on we'll see this, or they'll hint at it. It's just going to be interesting to see how they tell the story. Okay, so let me get now to go back to negative. This Negan, the only Negan we get is him saying, "I hope you have your shitting pants on, huh?
Right.
I hope you're wearing them right now because you're about to shit your pants."
Right. Poor Father Gabriel. He hasn't been through enough with Negan.
Yeah, that. Also, that's all you're gonna give us as Negan is him saying, "Hope you have your shitting pants on." That's like not even clever or intimidating or cool or funny or anything. I was like, that's lame.
It's silly.
It's silly.
He's become a caricature of himself at this point.
Like, I just wish he said something cooler than "hope you have your shitting pants on." But yeah, it's just a little weird that's anyway. So then
I wish he would have said, "Shut that shit down, Rick." I walk around my house and say that all the time. Like when I'm saying to my wife, like, "Hey, will you turn the TV off?" And she says, "Huh?" I say, "Shut that shit down."
And then she is so scared and she does it like out of fear.
Oh yeah, my wife loves when I make jokes like that.
Got it.
She's not annoyed by them at all.
Right, got it. Yeah, I assume. Okay, so then we get like Rick giving this speech about this like freedom being their right, essentially. Then him saying they can't take it away from us. We've already won. To like inspire people, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what his logic is necessarily there, but that's fine.
It's like here we are once again. Rick is rallying the troops. Yeah. They're gonna go to the big fight. Like, is this season 2 or 7 or 3 or like?
So yeah, we left the show with them going full out war versus Negan. This is something that a show's never had though, as a couple different like houses, to use a Game of Thrones analogy, coming together to go to war with another powerful force. This feels like Game of Thrones in a lot of ways because it's kind of supposed to.
Yeah, I agree, and that's good, and I like that.
We get some of the shots we got. I took some notes on Jerry and Ezekiel covered in blood. It looks like human blood, not zombies, but there are a lot of zombies around, so I'm not sure what that is. But I think zombie blood is usually a lot darker. This was some bright, fresh blood. And then Jerry saying, "Thank you, Your Majesty, for being such a cool dude."
Yeah. Well, I think you're right.
Characters.
He's hilarious. Is he in the graphic novel?
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's good. I agree with you because I think your blood has oxygen in it, right? And so zombies don't breathe oxygen. So it would stand to be reasoned that their blood wouldn't have oxygen. So it should be a different color.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You know what's funny is Jerry is this show's Hurley.
Yes.
Right. It's like
completely.
He's the exact because he drops the dudes and all that kind of stuff, which is
Hurley from Lost.
Yes, which is kind of shameless in a way, right? That they're just copying his character completely. You just have this nice guy that says dude, and everybody's kind of into it. But I can't hate on it because I enjoy his presence, to be quite honest.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Like, really big too, which also puts an interesting other dynamic in it because he's got that going for him.
Also, he's in the zombie apocalypse, just like Hurley was stuck on an island, and
it's still pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's still pretty heavy. But in Lost and in this, they keep stumbling upon food or whatever. So it's a big plot point. Anyway, so a bunch of people from the kingdom in battle. We see them in their full battle uniforms and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like in this trailer that they're setting a bunch of traps and hiding boxes and people hiding in crates and herding walkers. So it seems like that they're doing some guerrilla war tactics as far as that goes.
It was a lot of quick cuts. You're right. And the one thing I thought it was trying to do, which we've talked about, The Walking Dead is not a masterfully shot show. It's not The Leftovers or Better Call Saul, or nobody would ever say like, wow, the cinematography on this show. But I felt like in a lot of those quick cuts, they were maybe trying a little harder with like interesting framing or I don't know, lighting. There's like a scene where I think Daryl is like walking through a school or a hospital, and it's got like a Stranger Things vibe almost. We could benefit from a little bit more of that artistry on this show, I think.
I don't disagree. But yeah, it's I don't even know. Also, this season doesn't have a new vibe to it. Also,
same old shit.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no new locations or anything like that. It's not giving you a feeling like it's a new season too. So I think that's another reason. Now, we're sitting here hating on the trailer, but this is not us in a vacuum. Like I talked about this on Twitter when the trailer first dropped. Nobody disagreed with me. I mean, maybe somebody disagreed with me and was like, psh, dickhead, and just went on about their lives. But nobody publicly, and I didn't see anybody arguing that this was a fun trailer as far as this goes. Also, they've talked about The Walking Dead has no plans on slowing down or ending. They're just going to keep milking this. The Talking Dead itself, for all I said, this it's losing viewers. The Talking Dead in the 18 to 39 or 35 demo is still one of the top 20 shows in the U.S. The Talking Dead.
Jesus.
So, this is still a juggernaut at this point. There's no chance of them slowing down at any point. Anyway,
and listen, we're going to continue to watch it. Clearly, I think it's our job to sort of be a little more critical and have something to say about the trailer. But yeah, as we go through this, I mean, when I first clicked the link and I saw that it was 5.5 minutes or ever how long it was.
They're all pretty long like that usually.
But I was still surprised. I just thought like, wow, like first of all, on the internet, that's long. And to me, like a movie trailer is a minute, maybe 2 minutes.
No, movie trailers, full trailers, usually 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But I just felt so long. Like they probably could have cut 2 minutes off this too, and maybe punched up the intensity a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe shown put some artistry in your trailer, right? Like a trailer should make you excited for something. There's trailers for Marvel movies that I have no interest in seeing. But Marvel does such great trailers.
Oh my God,
it makes you excited regardless, right? And I don't understand how you can't do that in this. I don't know why you couldn't make a trailer that makes anybody excited, because I don't think that many people are excited about this. If anybody out there that disagrees with us and this did make them more excited, tweet us in at Dead Inside Show or email us deadinsideshow@gmail.com and talk to us about it, because I'm curious what you're looking forward to and what is exciting for you right now, because I'm ready for the show to start, but this just didn't do what it's supposed to do.
Right, sure. All right, well, let's talk. Okay, clearly didn't love it, but yeah, let's break it down.
Big speeches, including Maggie taking on a bigger leadership role. Obviously, there's going to be a showdown between her and Gregory.
Right. Oh yeah.
And then her giving a big speech and the future is ours, the world is ours. Basically, a Braveheart speech of her going freedom. And there's a shot of like Morgan and Jesus fighting. I have no idea what's going on with that.
Sort of. Maybe more frustrated, but
maybe they're sparring. That's the only thing I can think of, but it doesn't look like it. They look like they're serious.
Yeah, I think that is pretty serious too.
Dwight gets a note that says tomorrow on it, so it looks like there's a plan for tomorrow. Looks like an assault or something like that. It just is that from Negan or is that from Rick? We don't know.
Yeah, good question.
It looks like he's switched. We saw him basically switch sides
Right.
in the last episode, but we don't know if he's still then going to pretend to be. He's going to be a mole under Negan, or how it's going to go.
Right.
And then there's Aaron at one point says we need to pin them in and it takes care of itself. And we see a lot of looks like hoarding of zombies, so it looks like they're hoarding zombies over to the compound or something is happening as far as that goes. So we'll see exactly what that does. But again, it's hard to extrapolate much from this.
That was the impression I got too.
Right, yeah.
Because there's a scene also where I think it's like Tara and Carol are on a roof and there's hundreds of zombies below. So I think you're totally right. There was one character who I didn't see once in the entire trailer, and that was Eugene. I don't think there was one shot of Eugene.
Nope, I agree. Yeah, I don't think but it didn't show much of the Savior's compound except for you're gonna be shitting your pants, you shitty pants, shit pantser.
Yes, but it did show like that one dickhead who did the drops.
Yeah, the long-haired dude. The long-haired dude also. And the garbage people it showed for a second too.
Showed the garbage people.
That long-haired dude is the dude we want dead. We want him dead, dead, dead. It's not even hey, I like this guy enough to not want him to die. Like Joffrey from Game of Thrones, I didn't want to die because I just loved hating him. But this guy, I'm ready for this long-haired dude to die. The kind of looks like Jesus kind of guy.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. You know who won't get it though? Is the other guy who's the more level-headed guy who's in charge of the Kingdom Drops. He was on the scene also with Simon. He was in the background. I saw him there, standing there. Also, I was gonna say real fast, the Fisher ladies. I didn't see any pronounced version of them out there either.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with those. They also found there's a pistol with tally marks on it.
Was that a pistol or was that a flare gun?
Yeah, it could have been a flare gun because my initial thought was there was a flare gun, but I was thinking, why would they have tally marks on it if it's a flare gun? How many flares they've shot off?
I thought either that or I thought maybe somebody was using it as like a countdown. Like, all right, after I make 20 tally marks, I shoot this, and that's what starts everything. I don't know.
I got it like tallying how many kills they got.
That's what I would have assumed too.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows how that's going to go? But I am excited to see what's happening with Eugene. They're going off the graphic novel with Eugene right now. It's exciting to see. That's for me. That's probably the story I'm most interested in, especially how Rick was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And now I have to kill you, dude. Thanks a lot.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And couldn't do it anyway. So yeah, this is for the most part most of what we're breaking down. Shakita in the chat says, "I love the Negan impression." I don't know. I think that was. I think we both did Negan impression, so I don't know which one, but I think she meant both. That's how I'll take that.
I think she probably meant mine, but that's fine. Thank you, Shakita.
But anyway, anything else you want to add on this? It is hard to extrapolate, but I think that we did as big enough a breakdown as we could. We just wanted to touch base on this trailer. We're not doing Fear the Walking Dead, obviously, as you guys found out. There was no point in us doing that anymore. We only had bad things to say, and I haven't watched since, so I don't know anything that's happening. But I heard some things.
Can I be honest too? Yeah, I haven't watched any of it. Yeah. I'm too busy watching like Ozark or The Leftovers. And
I was going to recommend Ozark to you if you haven't seen it because Ozark is freaking phenomenal.
Oh, I can't wait to start it.
You haven't seen it yet?
Wait. No.
Right off the bat, in the first episode, you're going to love it. Netflix show, guys. You should check this out. It has the tone right off the bat from like Breaking Bad season 4.
Nice. That's what I've heard.
It starts off like that. It's great. It's great. I'm only 2 episodes in, of course, but anyway.
Nice.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know, we are doing, just like I referenced Shakita in the chat, who did say both, of course, by the way. That's what she clarified that, Dan. We are going to be live streaming our episodes, so you can just search for The Watch and Talk on YouTube and then subscribe, and it'll give you notifications every time we go live. Any of the Watch and Talk podcasts go live. But if you follow us on Twitter, we will usually tweet out a schedule when we're planning on recording. At least it's not always going to go down the exact time. Shit happens sometimes. But if you want to get a notification on your phone when we're going live, you can just subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll know what's going on. Yeah. So
Yeah, do that. Yeah, because Dylan and I in particular, we can sometimes have a random recording schedule. So yeah, sign up for that.
yeah.
Subscribe.
All right. So in the meantime, in the next 3 months, where can people hear more Dan Fields? Is that going to be even possible, dude? Is that possible?
It is, and Save It for the Show is firing on all cylinders, better than ever. SaveItForTheShow.com. You know what I should do, Dylan? I should give a shout out. I give my wife a lot of grief, and now she's got a new muse of some dumbass cat that we just bought.
Yeah, Gus.
So, Gus, if you like internet cats, my wife's a really great photographer, and you like Instagram, you should follow her on Instagram at HeyGusGeronimo. She's having a lot of fun on there.
But this cat is insane. It's a completely different looking cat. When you see it, like I was just saying to Dan, when you see it moving, it's just so cute. Follow it, why it's cute.
Yeah, he's a Persian, like flat faced kitten. He's a lot of fun, and you're right. He will one day be a big boy. I don't think so. Not too much.
Oh, he's gonna be pretty much that size, that kind of cuteness forever.
Yes, indeed.
You should get one of those bonsai cats, or the cats that are grown in jars. That would be nice.
Oh, sure. Why not?
I think that's nice. That's a cute thing to do.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah, and you guys are featured on the Laughable, right? On Laughable.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love Laughable. If you listen to any podcast, even all of Dylan's, you should. Laughable. Unfortunately, it's only on iOS right now. It's not on Android yet. But to me, it's free, and it's one of the easiest and best podcast apps out there. Just go to laughable.com. And yes, it has a comedy spin, and they really highly curate like good stuff out there. But what's really cool is, like, let's say there's me, and I'm on Dylan's shows, I'm on my own shows. If there's a comedian that you really like, I don't know, who's a good TJ Miller, you can just look at TJ Miller, and it'll show you, here's the 40 podcasts that this guy has done, not only his own.
So it tags each episode that you're in. So if you're a guest on it, you can go and I didn't know that.
Yes. So for like me, I'm tagged here on you, and if I've ever done anyone else's. So like if you're just a diehard Joe Rogan guy, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's really great to find Chris D'Elia. So you see his own show, 10-minute podcast, and any other time he's been on any other show. It's great for that. So yeah, check that out.
I think 10-minute podcast is Will Sasso.
Well, yeah, Chris D'Elia was on it though when it first came out. Yeah.
All right. So for me, you can follow me at Chuckster. That's SCHUCKSTER. You guys have heard it a million times. Go check out the Watch and Talk, which is just a movie review podcast. Last week, we just reviewed Dunkirk, and we're going to be reviewing Atomic Blonde this weekend. We do non-spoiler review at the beginning, so if you haven't seen it, it's safe to listen to. And we always do a fun top 5 list. This last week, we did more than a top 5. We just ranked all of the Christopher Nolan movies, which was a pretty in-depth conversation. So if you're a Christopher Nolan fan, go check that out at thewatchandtalk.com or search The Watch and Talk in your podcast app. Yeah.
That guy's got so many good movies.
It's funny is when you're doing it, the last movie you put on the list, I'm like, I like this. I love this movie, and it's number 10.
I know. You're like, oh, yeah, Inception. Oh, yeah, Memento.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. And
shit.
then you don't even realize spot 3 through 6, I was like, it's tied.
Yeah.
Spot 3 through 6, it's tied. Because while we're talking, I'm switching them around like a madman because I couldn't figure out where to put any of them. But I had 4 movies tied for third. I just couldn't rank them above it. It was really tough to do, but it's a good conversation. So I suggest you guys go check that out. Yeah.
Okay.
And for the show, you can follow us at Dead Inside Show. You can go to our website, deadinsideshow.com. Email us at deadinsideshow@gmail.com. Give us some feedback. We want to hear from you guys, see what you guys thought about the trailer. If we're just a bunch of grumpy Gusses, huh? It's a cat's name.
All right.
Or if there's something that we didn't see, because I'm curious about what you guys are excited about, because I want to get more excited about it too. So not to say you guys are wrong, but to show us what we could be excited for, because I'm curious. And
you know what? You bring up a good point. I am excited that I think hopefully this is the last season of Negan. So I am looking forward to seeing how and when he will die. So I don't think it'll even happen the first part of the season. I think it'll probably happen the next part. But this has got to be his last season. It's got to be.
We'll see how it goes. Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
At Comic-Con, so many Negans, and there were so many bad Negans. It was like so many awful Negans, and so many like skinny, lanky guys. I'm like, nah, dude, you're not Negan.
Right.
That's not
Be
Negan.
somebody else. You got to
Yeah.
fit something that works with your body type.
Go be the dude we were talking about with the long hair that looks like Jesus, but we hate him. Be that guy.
Right.
Go
yeah,
be
that's
the
a cheap
garbage
cut.
lady.
Right. Why not? People like that more though. Or do like a cross mashup of like Negan and Pennywise from the new It movie.
I
You know what I mean?
saw
Like,
some
figure
crossovers that
out.
were pretty good.
Yeah, and people want to be Negan. Like I wanted to be Beetlejuice for Halloween once, so I could be a creep and just like be nasty. Like if I was Negan
Yeah.
and you could walk around and be kind of a dick, like you're method acting as an asshole at Comic-Con.
One time we're gonna end the podcast after
Okay.
this. I went
Right.
to in Cancun. We went to some bars over there, and there was this guy dressed up as Beetlejuice, just dressed up on a regular night as Beetlejuice, and he like chauffeured us around, and he did just like you said, acted kooky and insane at all times. And he didn't really speak good English. It was just bizarre. So when you said that, it just brought back flashbacks from Cancun.
That's
so,
funny.
Anyway,
That's funny. That's a good story to end the show on, though. High note.
and that's it. I'm Dylan Chuck,
I'm Dan Fields.
and we'll see you in 3 months.